Hey everybody, Taylor with KC here, and today we're gonna do a really fun video that we're really excited about. We're gonna be taking a look at the FleXera 1 versus FleXera 3 versus the FleXera 4 lights. A lot of people ask about what the difference is between all three of these different lights, so we wanna do a video to compare the three against one another. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by comparing the sizes, the shapes, what each one of these are good for, what they're a little bit more suited for, things like that. And then we're gonna get into what some of the differences are amongst them and the similarities as well, how they come configured, all of that good stuff. Then we're gonna switch gears, we're gonna get into the specifications of the lights, show off all those different numbers, and then we're gonna show off some real world output footage on the trail so you can see exactly what it's gonna look like if you have a FleXera 1, 3, or 4 light mounted onto your vehicle. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Before we dive too deep into what the most obvious thing is, which are the looks of the lights, I just want to touch really quick on the names of them, where they get the 1, the 3, and the 4. It simply comes from the amount of LEDs or the optics inside of the light itself. So obviously the FleXera 1, there's only one center optic and reflector. FleXera 3, there's 1, 2, 3. FleXera 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's where it comes from. It's not actually the size of the light itself, which is kind of the intuitive thing to think, but it's not that. So the FleXera 1 light, starting off on the size comparison and the differences amongst those, FleXera 1 is just a little bit over a 2-inch light. Then the FleXera 3 is just a little bit over a 3-inch tall light. And then the FleXera 4 is just under a 5-inch tall light. That's the big thing. Obviously, because there's different sizes, they're more suited for different applications a little bit better. So we're gonna start here on the FleXera 1 light. This light is obviously the smallest of the group, and it's the most versatile because of that. There's a couple key differences here about the FleXera 1 that's important to note, different from the 3 and the 4. The first big one is what it includes in the pack itself. These are all master packs. That's why we're doing this video right now. So what that means is they all include the beam pattern lenses. However, for FleXera 1, we have one extra beam pattern lens that the 3 and the 4 don't have, and that's a flood beam lens. So this will come with a spot, a spread that's installed here, and then a little dimpled looking one that's a flood, really good for side area lighting, floodlights, things like that. So the FleXera 1, because of its size and because of the beam patterns, it's really good for bed racks, roof racks, rear facing lights on UTVs, things along those nature. So if you're looking for a campsite and you're trying to clear the area out, you have these mounted on the side of your roof rack, that's a really good application for the FleXera 1 light, especially if you're gonna use either the spread or the flood beam lens. One other really cool part about the FleXera 1 light that's great is that it has an asymmetric mounting bracket. So because it's asymmetrical, it means that you can use this and flip the light upside down, right side up, shift it up and down a little bit. So you get these minute micro adjustments in positioning of how you mount that light to get it dialed exactly where you need to get it to go. So tight mounting places, FleXera 1, really good for things like that. As we move over to the 3 and the 4, these are going to be more oriented for forward-facing lighting onto your vehicle. What that means is bumper lights, A-pillar lights. That's where these perform really well. So the FleXera 3, because it's kind of a combination of the sizing between the 1 and the 4, it's really good for bumpers, fog pockets, things like that. We have a couple accessories available for this. We have a square and a round shroud that snap over the face of this light. So if you're trying to put the triangle into a round cutout on your aftermarket steel bumper, now it fills that gap perfectly and it looks really nice in a standard fog pocket cutout with the FleXera 3. So again, FleXera 3, you can see when you look at these all on the side, it's a very nice slim profile depth to it. So it's easy to mount in those bumpers. It's easy to mount on the A-pillars, things like that. And just an overall really good forward-facing light. Now we're gonna shift gears, go over to the FleXera 4. This is kind of the powerhouse of the pack, right? This is the big behemoth of a light. This has the most power, this has the most wattage, it has the most lumen output. We're gonna get into all the specs for all these lights here in a minute. But this is overall, if you're looking for one light that you can mount just a pair of these things on your front bumper or on your A-pillar and see a lot of area on that trail, the FleXera 4 is the name of the game for that. These lights, just like the FleXera 3, are gonna come with the combo beam lens pre-installed and a spare set of spot beam lenses right in the box that you can swap these things out. So FleXera 4, similar mounting depth to the FleXera 3 and the FleXera 1. They all have very unique fin shapes on it. But in general, those are the big differences amongst the 1, the 3, and the 4. So just a real quick summary of what that looks like. Let's say we're gonna be mounting these onto the A pillar of a Jeep JL or Jeep Gladiator, something like that. If you're looking for, once again, just a big powerhouse, a light like that, you just want one of these, you're looking for more minimalistic lighting, you don't have a bunch of other stuff, you're gonna go with the FE FE4. If you want super low profile, hidden, out of the way, maybe you have other lights on the bumper and you just want something that you can kick out and see the sides of the trail, low profile, FE FE1, that's gonna be your person right there. Then if you want just something, a good all-arounder, you don't want too big, you don't want too small, you kind of want that Goldilocks type light that's gonna put out a really good output in a compact package, FE FE3. That being said, I think those are the big differences amongst all of these lights. Let's switch gears and now get into what the similarities of them are. Number one, as I mentioned earlier, the main reason why we're doing this video is because they all come standard now as a master pack. What the master pack means is in the pair pack, you get 2 lights, the wiring harness, and all available beam pattern lenses in the clear configuration. So for FE FE1, that's gonna be, again, the spot, the spread, and the flood. FE FE3, that's just gonna be a spot and a combo, and the same spot and combo for the FE FE4. So Master Pack is the big one for all these lights. Another big similarity between the 1, the 3, and the 4 for these particular ones is that these are all the off-road use only versions of the lights. They all use forward-facing LED technology where you can see the LED right inside of the optics there. The only one that's different from that is the FE FE3. We use the same exact housing for a different light, which is a dual mode SAE fog light. So we're not gonna be looking at lights like that. So again, we're gonna be focused on the off-road versions of these lights in the forward-facing LEDs. A couple other similarities that link all of the FE family of lights together is their flexibility and their customization of the lights. This is something that we've noticed that people love about the FE family for years and years and years now since we came out with these things. They love to customize it. They love to make a personal statement about themselves or their rig through the light itself. What that means is we have a wide variety of different accessories available for it to be able to do that. So we have a bunch of different colored bezels, so you can get the bezel for any one of these lights in a red, a blue, or a black bezel separate from the standard gold that they all come pre-installed with. We also have a bunch of different shields available. So we have an amber shield and a clear shield. We also have, the amber shield is to change the color, temperature, the output of the light. We also have performance yellow lenses available for all of these lights as well. Kind of an in-between from a white to an amber, a little bit higher output, a little bit brighter color, things like that. So those are some of the big accessories for it. We also have light locks for it. We have all that for the 1, the 3, and the 4. They're all gonna come with the opaque black and yellow KC cover. So those are some of the big similarities for the FE family of lights. Now, just one other minute detail that I like to cover, because it is a question that we get asked all the time, is, hey, I actually had a FE 3 installed on my A-pillar, but I wanna change it to FE FE4. Is it easy to do that? Yeah, you pretty much just unbolt this thing and bolt this new one on. The wiring harness for the pair pack of the 1, the 3, and the 4 is exactly the same. So they all use the triangular Deutsch connector on the back. So it's really easy. You can just swap these things out if you want to go from a 1 to a 4 or a 4 to a 3 or whatever you want to do. Really easy because the wiring harnesses are all the same. So that being said, I think that's all of the big similarities between these different lights. Next up, I know everybody's gonna be asking about it, so let's get into the nitty-gritty specifications of the 1 versus the 3 versus the 4. Next up, let's cover the specs of the lights, because this is where a lot of the differences really are gonna shine through. Now, a couple of just bits of context here. Obviously, as you're going to expect, the smaller the light is the less amount of output. So there's gonna be a pretty big difference in terms of the lumens, the wattage, all that between the FE FE1 and the FE FE4, but that's by design, right? Because these things are meant for different applications, different purposes. So what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be talking about one single light. So if you're looking at the amperage rating for the FE FE3, that's what you hear a C or C on the, say or C on the screen. You're gonna wanna double it if you have the pair pack and that's what you're trying to hook up to your aftermarket switch system or things like that. So we're gonna cover the specs for a single light, and we're actually gonna be covering the specs for a spot beam lens, even though I'm showing the combo or the spread beam lenses here in front of me, just what we had on hand, easy, ready to go. So that being said, let's get into it, right? Number one spec that's really important to know is the power draw, so the wattage and the amperage associated with that. So starting here on the Flex Era 1, this is a 23 watt light at 2 amps power draw, again, per light. Moving to the Flex Era 3, this is a 60 watt light now at 5 amps. This is the new next generation Flex Era 3 light. This did get a spec performance update right here in the middle of 2024. So if you had a Flex Era 3 from previous before that, it was a 40 watt light, but now these are 60 watts, 5 amps. Then moving over to the big Flex Era 4, this is now an 80 watt light at 7 amps. So it's a really good amount of output, ton of power with that. Obviously, what does that wattage do? That relates to the lumen rating for each of these lights. So let's get into the lumens. Flex Era 1 is 2,430 lumens. The lumens doesn't change no matter what beam pattern you're looking at. Flex Era 3 is 4,383 lumens, and then 7,912 lumens for the big Flex Era 4. We've talked about this a bunch of times. The lux value, the real world measurement, is another really important measurement of light. So it's a really good spec that we like to cover. That changes from the spot beam to the combo or the spread and the flood. The wider that light is dispersed across a bigger area, the lower that lux value is. So it's just worth noting there. Again, these are all going to be the spot beam lux value. So it's a relative comparison against the light. So it's really good to cover that. Lux values for Flex Era 1, it's 310 lux. Then bumping up to the Flex Era 3 is a pretty significant jump, 1,260 lux. So that's gonna be a lot greater beam distance, a lot more light focused downrange. That was one of the big changes that we made to this light, is we wanted more distance out of it here in the middle of 2024. Then as you switch gears over to the Flex Era 4 light, this has 1,800 lux. The only other number that's really important to cover, because it's just kind of a good one, is the beam distance. So Flex Era 1, again, this is more of a side light, a bed rack, roof rack type light. Beam distance for a spot beam is 176 meters. For the Flex Era 3, it is 355 meters on the spot beam. Then Flex Era 4 spot beam is 591 meters. So hopefully, I know that was a mouthful, a lot of different specs, a lot of stuff on the screen here, but hopefully that covered the specs for you. What that really means, let's go ahead and take a look at actually the beam pattern footage itself and show off what the output looks like on the trail next. All right, the most fun section of the video is the real world output footage on a trail. So what we're doing here on the trail is we have 2 lights mounted onto the front of Jacob's Lexus GX 460. These are all going to be spot beam lenses installed on these. So we're gonna be comparing 2 spot beam Flex Era 1s to 2 spot beam Flex Era 3s to 2 spot beam Flex Era 4s. So let's go ahead and take a look at the footage. One of the things that you're gonna notice here first on the Flex Era 1 is that this has a little bit different from the old school pencil beam type output. This has a center hotspot with a good amount of fill surrounding it. It's not covering a big wide area of the trail, but it is throwing enough light out downrange to get into that mid-range lighting. Shifting gears now to the Flex Era 3 light. Again, pair pack, again, spot beam lenses. The first thing that you're gonna notice here is that the hot spot right in the center of this beam output is much brighter, much more intense than the Flex Era 1. What that results in is a lot more light reaching a lot further down the trail. So you can see that the beam pattern is pretty much the exact same here. It's covering the same amount of width on the trail. The Flex Era 3 is probably just a little bit wider than the Flex Era 1 because there's just a higher volume of light output. But realistically, the big difference here that you can see is that this is much more beam distance now on this Flex Era 3 light. All right, finally, we have the Flex Era 4 light. Again, spot beam, 2 of these. Now you can see that there's a big difference here. This is the powerhouse of all Flex Era family of lights here. This is a massive, intense hot spot right in the center of that screen there. So you can see that these lights are throwing a lot of good light really far downrange. So this is a true long distance light here. You can see that it does a decent job of covering some of that short to mid-range lighting as well, with just a little bit of periphery light here. So again, the FE 4 lights is the ultimate if you're looking for really long distance lighting out of the FE family of lights. All right, so I know that was a ton of information about these lights. What we really wanted to do was do a great baseline overview comparing the off-road versions of the FE 1 versus the 3 versus the 4. We do have a couple other lights in the FE family. Worth noting, we do have the dual mode SAE FE 3 light, and we have a FE light bar as well. Realistically, we just wanted to compare the single lights or the pod versions of these lights themselves. We do have some really cool stuff coming. We have a FE Low Pro on the way soon, so stay tuned for that. If you want to know more information, all the in-depth nitty-gritty, the unboxings, all that stuff for any one of these lights, we're going to make sure that we're going to put those links in the description down below. So if you want to know more about each individual one, go ahead and check those out. If you have some questions about these lights that we didn't cover in this video, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll do our best to get back to you with the answer for that. That being said, thank you all for tuning in. I know this was a bunch of information, so hopefully you found it helpful as you're looking to figure out which light is best for you. Again, thanks for tuning in, and remember to adventure further.